Welcome to the Fifth Trooper podcast.
Welcome back to a very special episode of the Fifth Trooper podcast. How special is it, you say? So special that we didn't invite anybody else, just us. So no new guests.
So special, we're not sharing it.
Yeah, nobody. Nope.
Exclusive podcast in the world.
And it's not because I forgot to ask anybody else last minute, and I spent all my time working on this PowerPoint, which no one's going to look at, so that's okay.
I'm looking at it.
You know what? Yeah, it's good. It's for us. It's jokes for me, and that's what matters. But
Mostly looking for typos, but I'm looking at it.
Oh, yeah, no, trust me. That never passes the eye of Sauron. I got Nick with me. How you doing?
I'm doing great. My droid's not so much, but we'll get to there.
I got Austin with me. How you doing?
Hanging in there. Just taking it day by day. Trying to adjust to this new climate of Legion, you know.
Oh, dude, trust me. I went to a because it's fine. Let's go over this real quick. I went to a event hosted by my good friend Ron up in Canada, and I brought Shooty Wooks and Mandos in Rebels, and out of 3 games, I can still say I think Mandos are still bad, even with the points decrease. It's just like a unit that's primary job is to get range 2 to kill things means everything else can shoot it, and then to just lose them from like Stormtrooper moves up, gets 2 crits, Naked Storm moves up, gets 2 crits, and then I lose 2 Mandos, and then they become like garbage. Like it's like, oh, yeah. I hope I break cover with this pistol shot now.
I think that's part of the big problem with Mandos is like pretty much every other squad in Legion is a little bit back heavy. Like you lose a guy and it's just like a basic guy and it's all right. You still got your heavy weapon pulling you through. Mandos don't have that. It's just always just a huge
they
chunk.
do. It's a sword. And the sword doesn't let them charge or dauntless.
They effectively don't have that.
It's duelist. That's cool for when you have to move in, and then you get
fucking Crocodile Dundee up there.
Yeah, punched to death by droids. I may sound salty.
Before you can do anything,
yeah, they're real. I mean, Clan Ren good. Clan Ren I always thought was good before. Then they got better. We'll get there, but Mandos, I don't know. I think Super Commandos are probably worth experimenting with again with a points drop. But we'll get there again. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Ron. Thank you for the great event. Shout out to Julian for winning it. And you know, I am missing one shout out here because I game upload. So he won the event I went to at Batista Minis, and I didn't say congratulations, and I felt bad about that. Okay, yep, events, my events. So past events. God, I do too much. Okay. I play
the sudden realization. Oh no.
The sadness. Where is he? Jeffrey T. You ended up slapping me down round 1 with those double darks, and I could not come back. Good job. Good job at Tista Minis. I think give you a shout out there, and then good job here. I think you came in like rounds. Overview, dude. Anyway, you did great. Oh wait a minute. Okay, there it is. You came in second. All right, good job, Julian. Congratulations. Yeah, I forgot him twice.
So what all was in your list again? You had Mandos, Jin, Cassian, and what else?
Jin, Cassian, Ahsoka, Jin, Cassian, Ahsoka, K2SO, and that I loved. That was really good. But Jin's trust goes both ways on Ahsoka, and so they both get a dodge because of Ahsoka's defend, and then being able to just you quick think and shoot with Jin at something, and then now both have 2 dodges, and then Ahsoka's got 2 dodges and an aim.
Yeah,
like she's tokened out, and then Cassian's 3 pip is really good. All of Ahsoka's cards are good. Then I take Cassian's 1 pip to try to rip some models off the board, mostly like Dark Troopers.
Yeah. I especially like the Cassian and Ahsoka combo. He's always kind of paired well with operatives. Especially with it's
his 3
really
pips
nice.
to
And
give her danger
he got
sense was really good.
He got 10 points off.
Oh,
we'll get to that later too.
Yeah, Rich got Richard, but
I don't know if it's a hot take at all, but I think every Rebel list, like, competitively, should probably have Cassian.
Oh yeah,
I think every Rebel list that wasn't Echo based should have had him already.
Yeah. But I had a point where it was recover supplies. He had Boba. My first game, Boba moved up, grabbed it, and then I engaged with Ahsoka, and he whipcord. Whipcord's coming. I knew that, but I had to at least do the dive anyway, or else he gets away. So I lost priority. He won. Right, like he won the game. I lost priority. He got a whipcord me, ran, and I'm which it's crazy that can happen in a game that takes 2.5 hours that you just lose turn 2 with 1 card. But I'm sorry, I didn't play her 1 pip. I played Cassian's 3 pip because I didn't want to chance the loose of the priority. So what I did was that gave him her danger sense, and she had a dodge, and then I went with her early just to like force reflexes, take a dodge, and so she had 3 dodges with danger sense and a into the fray token for Surge because he went. So he
pretty dirty, like
so he just
rolling extra red dice with deflect. I mean,
it's pretty good. Yeah, and so he Ahsoka was just out in the open, but was so tokened up that he's like, I need to kill her, but I don't want to. He was afraid to shoot his Dark Troopers into it because like the damage he might take back, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is okay. So we'll get to the ACO list, what I ended up bringing for ACO, but all right, this episode is Some Things Never Change, and I couldn't think of anything snappier, so bam. Patreon, live free or die. Give us your money, we appreciate it. Helps us keep doing stuff like writing content, making these podcasts, paying for sites, all that good stuff, and it keeps us ad free. That's a big thing here at the Trooper. We don't want to put ads on any of our content, so if you enjoy that, even $1 helps. Appreciate that, and you'd be a cool guy. I won't get sick of that picture, but thank you. Upcoming events for all the Road Warriors. ACO next weekend. We'll get to that. Crucible somewhere in Florida. I still have to fix that. Somewhere in Florida, 2-day event. Yeah, it's coming. I bought a ticket, but I don't have anything else planned. So, God, I'm rushing through this. I don't mean to, but we got a lot to go over. So, and then the new one was the Evergreen Legion Open, 2023, August 18th to 20th. They're going to do 2 64-player heats, take the top, and then do a cut. So like Friday plays, Saturday plays, and then do a cut for Sunday. It's at Dragon Con, I want to say. But if you Google Evergreen Legion Open,
so it's in Atlanta, huh?
Yeah, that comes up, and they said they're gonna have world invites at least from the regional kits, from the store kits, on the thing, so they'll be there. We'll probably go over that more like next week when it's a little bit slower news week. We can dive into that a little bit more. But for all the Road Warriors, keep on going.
I mean, I will probably be doing that because I will be at Dragon Con.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, there you go.
One of my costumes for Dragon Con is I have, where is it? This wonderful Force Flask.
Okay.
Got it from LVO.
Yeah.
I know it's Obi-Wan's lightsaber, but we're gonna do Qui-Gon gin and juice. So
good.
I'm gonna have some gin.
Okay, so I'm really curious. Are there elements of Snoop Dogg in this?
Yes.
Costume? Okay.
I got one of those from Legion Onion. I won that for PAX Unplugged, and it didn't open, and I was very disappointed. So
let me double check. Okay, yeah,
yeah, yours opens. All right, that's good. But new points. The dream is here, or is it?
Depends on who you are.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask and where you live. But bam. So we'll first start with Gar. the cream rises to the top. Because they were already kind of good. And now they're like super good. I think.
I think like the best faction.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I do too. I don't necessarily think it's because any of these changes though. It's because they were already second best and didn't really get hit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like right, they only got buffs.
I think the only thing that might fly into, I mean, I'm jumping the gun here a little bit, is Padme going down 5? I think she'll find her way into some of those lists, but I think most of that.
I honestly think Padme Anakin's still really good. Padme Anakin just whatever else you want to do, and then they just kind of run the game. You still can't share standbys through Exemplar anymore, correct?
Correct. No standbys.
Okay, that's the thing. Okay. A couple notable things here. Full arc squads down 6 points. Neat. Rex down 5. Probably not enough. Padme down 5. Cool. Saber down 10. Cool. NAS Gunner down 10. Neat. ISP platform down 15 across the board for guns. Cool. Saber turret beam down half. Okay. Maybe it'll actually see play. But the big one for me is actually the lat down 5. And it's not because I'm just this, the average lat enjoyer. It's more of
the only lat enjoyer.
I think so. But they finally did it. They said, hey, this unit is allowed to be cheaper in this faction and can be a different price in this other faction. Wild. It's this crazy concept that maybe some army builds, like, I don't know, R2D2 maybe. He's maybe too good in Gar, so he can go up in points. But in Rebels, maybe he's not so great. So maybe he goes down a little bit because the faction, it's different, right? Like it's just different dynamics. So they're finally willing to do it. So kudos. I'm all about that. But yeah, like it's good. I already think I'll give everyone a chance to give like a thought on it. Mine's like they were already pretty good. They got a little bit better, but unfortunately I think Rex still won't see play. But I think everything else is pretty good. My 2 cents.
Yeah, I think all of it, aside from probably the lat and the saber, I think they're now elevated to the spot where I think you might see them a lot. I don't think they're top of the list, but you'll definitely see them. Like if you walk the floor of an event, like instead of the ghost town that it was before.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm especially interested in what like if there's any triple NASP lists that will come around. Those were scary when Evan was playing them, and now suddenly Impact and Pierce is even more valuable.
Oh God. Dude, I don't want to run 3 NASPs again. It was such a bad.
Oh yeah,
mine are all broken.
My condolences is someone who actually does it.
It's good, but it's good. Austin, what do you think?
I think everything's great. I'm actually glad they didn't touch the bomber because I think the bomber is fine where it's at. But everything looks great. I would just personally have liked to have seen Obi-Wan come down and Anakin go up a little bit. Like,
yeah,
it was 160, 165. Obi was 160. Like basically, if they were the same cost, it at least makes you think like, all right, I'm gonna take a Jedi in Gar. Who is it gonna be? Right now, it's like, okay, Anakin, but am I good at Yoda? I might take Yoda. Obi-Wan's like not really in the conversation. I think he needs help still.
I think he does. I think I'd like for his 3-pip to get reworked more than I'd like his points to go down.
Yeah. I think
those surge tokens, like he can only share one of them now. So
yeah,
he can't share any of them. He's just like, and he has to. Or he's like, all right, I've got 8 surge tokens.
Yeah,
let's go.
It's he's cool with the anti-sniper bubble. He kind of creates.
Yes.
That's like his big bonus. But the issue with that is like, man, when he rolls a blank, it feels really bad. You're like, oh, so you got to bring. So then you bring medics to try to like help him a little bit, and then now you're just like putting more points into it.
I actually played a list. My most recent played list, just messing around with some locals, was like an Obi super defensive list that we actually stumbled into when we did the randomizer stuff. I played like Obi defensive stance, barrier, all that stuff, a couple scanners on some naked clones, and he just shut off some damage. Like triple stabs, bounced off, Maul saber throw, get out of here. Like just shut it off. And it was really kind of interesting. I don't think it's got necessarily the legs of the Annie list, but I wouldn't necessarily count it out. And I think the anti-sniper thing is going to get better if and when darts get toned down a little bit and the list starts to kind of normalize back to how they were.
It's snipers are just kind of bad. I think well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that because I think snipers are bad. Core gut reaction. I think
snipers are bad.
Oh well, yeah, I have a deep-seated hatred for them just in general. But now that like Gar and Imp, Empire's next, they're still going to be around. Like being able to remove red save units, is pretty
especially
good.
Going to be good against clones that are not Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
because they're going to be pretty important and pretty popular.
So that's the thing. But Gar overall, good. I was going to put in another do the child Bray sound, maybe a little. I didn't have time. It was just like I think
Gar won.
Gar's still good, yeah.
I gave it a 9 out of 10 on Gar.
Empire, the rich get richer. So it's okay. So they just got better. Like Callus is very, very good now.
Well, they didn't just get better, but
so the frag and the assault cannon went up on the dark troopers, but okay. So you just cut a couple double dark, single bounty, double bounty, still like a real thing. Officer going up 5 points is fine. Aims are generally better than dodges. And so being able to, and then she really is the catalyst for a lot of double bounty lists or Blizzard Force or a lot of those things, right? She needs to be there or did need to be there. Oh, I forgot to put that in here that they errata that you can't use Op Vader in Blizzard Force anymore, which duh. I really
finally
it was
since the very beginning.
Commander Vader was the one there, not okay. I mean, cool. I'm happy it's there, but sweet, finally. So Imposter goes up, HRU Storms go up 10, but still good.
Still cheaper than a normal Stormtrooper squad.
Yeah, it's just wild. Callus goes down, Dewback Flamer goes down, Dewback RT goes down, and then the Dark Trooper heavies go up. I played against them this weekend and they are still fine. So if you're a double dark enjoyer, don't worry. They still bring the heat twice, painfully twice.
So what's the point difference between an officer and Veers now? 20?
Yeah.
It's 75.
Right? I think it's
25.
75 now? Or is he 70 now?
Let me look on Legion HQ.
Got it right here.
The Empire. I'll let you guys do it.
He's 70 points. So it's 20 points now.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
is the officer 55 or 50?
50.
50. Okay. So 20 points. That's not very much to get a range 3 surge crit pierce gun.
Also, cards.
And everything else better.
Yeah, good card, good cards.
Cards, another point of inspire, another point of spotter, another command slot.
I think I hate when I have to take a generic in my list. Because I want to play the cool characters. I don't want to play nameless officer number 5. I want to play that. So I'm happy that the middle management characters are kind of becoming to the point where it's well, how bad do you need those 20 points where you would say I'd want to take this over Veers?
Yeah.
But
so I'm not entirely sure that Blizzard is dead.
It's not.
I mean,
I've made a couple that just messes around that still have Commander Vader in them. It seemed pretty good. And I think there's still room for like the double ATST.
As our resident Blizzard pro, Austin, what do you think?
You sure that's not Kyle? I was just kind of like following along in the footsteps. I mean, yeah, Commander, like, so when I played Ollie at Worlds, we talked a little bit about like Op Vader, Commander Vader, Blizzard, and the across the pond or brethren over there, like Commander Vader better. And I think
it's already the like default in another part of the world. Like it's
exactly. Like their Blizzard didn't really change, and like you can just slot in T-21 specialist stormtroopers if you don't want to. Like you have the option, and I think it actually might be better with Commander Vader because of the compel, and you can get them to range 3 a lot easier. But yeah, I don't think Blizzard is dead. I think it's about where it should be. But there's a Veers ATST version, and then like the double ATST version is also really good, and it's just a lot of firepower. But at least now, without Op Vader and Choke was what was like gatekeeping clone gun lines from being, the top dog. And like you take out that Apex Predator, like it's the whole ecosystem of Legion has changed now. It's like that Apex Predator doesn't exist. Because Choke's just like, you don't care about like doing auto wounds. You care about doing wounds to certain things. And between like the heavy scoping, being taken out and Choke being changed, like there's no way to do that. So I think Blizzard is still fine and well, but the Op Vader Blizzard obviously is like gone.
Yeah, I think Blizzard's still good. It's like my only frustration with the Empire changes is like the two things that I got a real bad taste in my mouth with after Worlds. Like they're still there, so it's like cool. I still get to play Double Dark and Blizzard.
There should be something else that's essentially on this list, and that's Boba.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Boba's he's technically a mercenary, but only for the Empire. So
yeah, Boba just gets
Boba's up 10 and still awesome.
It's so great. Yeah, it's like okay, like but Empire, I do like to see more buffs than nerfs. I am that guy. But so this is cool. I'm glad to see my boy Callus come back. So overall, I think good. We'll have to see. Like, we may sound. I'm like trying to not sound doom and gloom. I don't think so. Yeah, because it's going to take a couple months in a couple big tournaments. Pretty much after like ACO and after like Gen Con and Nova. I think this would be ACO, Gen Con, and Nova.
Have to settle, but
all in a row. If it's still the same things, just still doing the same thing they were before, that's when you can really come in and be like, God dang, God damn, this is not fun. Could change. Right? Like, but on the outside, just looking at the paper, I don't think much will change. But that said, there's more room for experimentation now. So we'll talk again. I'll have this conversation again, like after Nova. Nova's the end of the summer. Then we can like really see how like this has gone. But CIS time for war crimes.
One thing that we kind of glossed over that I just remembered. Darts took another hit. And that they can't be affected by Guardian anymore.
Oh yeah. I mean I
was a list archetype. I don't think it was the best list archetype, but it does make sense that it's drawn.
Very lousy. Like that was silly. So silly. But anyway, CIS. What are you gonna say, Austin? What do you got?
I was just saying it's interesting to note they put it on units with unstoppable cannot be Guardian, not units with unconcerned.
Oh.
So It's units with unstoppable cannot you cannot use Guardian on units with the unstoppable keyword. So
I wonder,
not,
so we could get more unconcerned units, maybe that can be Guardian, possibly.
Like more double activating units, I guess.
Oh god, it's
don't put that evil on us.
So okay, before we get into CS, what if every heavy had 2 tokens in the bag?
Things would get real different.
I mean, yeah, but like, is that the worst? Is it so we buff every heavy in the game and we say, hey, you get an extra token, pal. Have fun.
I mean, it kind of feels like something needs to happen with vehicles, just because like you're never gonna get an out of cover shot, and
you're never gonna get out of cover shot. And like this, like nothing's worse.
I got
like
one at Adepticon. I realized because like a miracle happened at AAT, got an out of cover shot. It was because he didn't expect me to actually take that shot and keep shooting Dark Troopers, but I did get a single out of cover shot.
But like ATST shooting and then getting like maybe 2 over cover, had like an okay shot, right? Didn't get the whites, didn't connect, main gun shoots, and so heavy cover, so 2 over cover and they block, and that was 200 points. Or like that's that doesn't feel, or like the saber tank getting a really big hit. It does some like clones or some stormtroopers, they only lose like 1 model, and then like that 200 point unit just like didn't.
That's actually one of the things I'm worried about. I am a fan of playing double AAT. And if whenever the list gets a lot worse whenever clones are popular, because it's 200 points to force 3 saves over cover, which was probably just a dead guy.
Yeah.
And that's real sad.
That's if they don't have barrier.
Yeah, barrier, then it's so my fix for Dark Troopers, everyone's like, do implacable, do this, do that, limit it to 1. I'm like, how about you just make every vehicle get 2 tokens, and then maybe you make the points go up on a lot of them, because that's powerful, right? Going twice is a big deal, but just jack them all up, because your tank should fire 4 times, right? It'd be 1, 2, well, it'd fire 8 or like total 8 shots of tank if you just barraged with both of them each turn. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, like it's a lot. So I think that would be cool. But yeah, war crimes. So I just think they're neat. The saboteur, battle droids. I think sabs are bad right now. Like,
I'm amazed that they didn't
like change them fundamentally.
Cut the points on them. Like
they did not.
Make them like, especially for the BXs, make them like the little, like, sure, it's real cheap and you get an extra guy in the squad for it. Like,
yeah, the BX one's particularly bad. The BX one and the Rebel one are just like, Rebel one's like red, white, impact 1. I guess now impact's okay, but like, so you go up and you throw the bomb out, and then the Dark Troopers just kill you, and then you set the bomb off, and then it's like 1 they block, and you're like, all right, well, that was 50 points. Like, but Dooku down 10, the Droideka down 5, Grievous down 5, also his guns down 8, which I think is free now.
It's free now, yeah.
Super Tac Droid down 5, BX Shields down 8, full BX down 4, only buffs. I don't know if they're okay. Like, dear CIS, are you okay? We haven't heard from you in a while. You haven't ordered Domino's on Tuesday like you normally do. We're sending someone over. Please.
No, we're not okay.
For a long time.
Yeah.
It is my opinion that CIS came out of this points update worse than they started, and they were not in a good place to start with.
I mean, Dooku down 10 is cool, but
there's some underlying issues there.
The choke nerf hurts him again, not being able to deflect a melee again. It's like saber youth, they're just really punishing lightsaber users. Like force push, you can't touch the objective. Your opponent can split it, so it'll never be in base contact with you. It's just like kind of a bummer that it feels like the design philosophy they want for force users just to be like mean people with baseball bats, just to go in and like hit things, and then
we have something that kind of does that. His name is General Grievous, and nobody ever takes him.
They want to be like slightly better General Grievuses, but I don't know. Force push is still really good. So do you take General Grievous at 150 points now? I almost still say no.
Okay, let's rephrase that. If you had the choice, would you take General Grievous or pay 5 whole more points and get the chosen one?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say you take you take Asajj. Right? Like you take Asajj
or
for like, the
Asajj.
same points. Like I get she's not a commander, but like I mean her cards are good.
Grievous's command cards are like
he's got one. Like so people. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, like his because his 2-pip is all about protect me, protect. It's like, all right, you're like protecting. It's not like you're escorting like a Lamborghini through the streets on a parade. It's like you're not, you're not like protecting something great. It's like,
can we go the other way? Can you take wounds for your Magna Guard? I'd rather have them.
Yes, exactly. It's like I would rather just like protect Magna Guards than Grievous. Like I actually think Magna Guards are way better. If Grievous and Magna Guards were Grievous is 150, full Magnas are like 110 or something.
Yeah.
I think with the rocket, around there.
Yeah. And they have the same exact health. You can get them surges. They can dodge crits. Grievous can't dodge crits. Like,
he does have block, my dude. You're forgetting that. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Hey, and Grievous has that scale keyword that doesn't do anything anymore.
Block's okay. I just feel like he's very one-dimensional, and it sucks to see like I like Grievous as a character. He's very iconic for me. I mean, growing up as a kid, I loved like seeing him. He wasn't the like I like Dooku because of Dooku's like like Christopher Lee and just
Chad
his
status,
yeah, exactly. But like Grievous was like cool to look at. I was like, oh, this like android thing or cyborg guy that like can also use lightsabers. That's cool. Like it's unique. It's neat. And I haven't been able to like feel good about playing Grievous in a very long time.
Yeah, everyone's like has made a million things that would make it better. And yes, changing anything about him really would make it better. Any good keyword. And he's keyword soup. Arsenal 2, block, impervious, Jedi Hunter, relentless, scale. Like every time they change something, he gets like worse. It's like just a weird like I don't know what point you put him at where he becomes like I know there's a tournament in Poland where like someone came in like went 3-0 with Grievous. So it's like not impossible, but and you just have to really be on your game, but like no force push. Like you have to hope your opponent makes a mistake of like activating a dude next to him. And
I think
doesn't like run.
The biggest thing that you can do to help Grievous that I think kind of fits with his character is give him permanent disengage.
I was just about to say that. I was just about.
I agree.
Yeah,
that'd be cool because his 1-pip's a confusing card because it's his dive card. He goes in, does a bunch of damage, but it's also his get out of jail free card because it's disengage. So you have to use this one good card to like do you get out of trouble or like so his 2-pip has some play. Someone in the Discord made a good point. Like they use the 2-pip to like protect like B2s, like not B2s, but super battle droids. So like marshal super battle droids up, and then they'll put the 2 tokens on like B1s and just have the B1s soak the damage that the super battle droids are taking. I'm like, all right, yeah, that's like you can like that's not bad. Like let the 36-point unit die when the The B1s died so the B2 can walk, like
Yeah.
the super
B2s are already canceling 1 hit with armor, presumably 2 from cover, and then another one from Guardian. Or no, they get Guardian too, right?
No, so what he does is I'm sorry, I'm getting B1s and B2s confused. So it's that he throws it on B1 battle droids, and then when the B2s get shot at, he uses the B1s to Guardian for B2, so they don't take the damage, so they can like kind of soak some damage coming up.
You can leave an extra hit in the pool because you're blocked by armor, is what he's saying.
Yeah. So
is it Guardian 1 or 2?
2.
I think 2.
Against Guardian 2 and can use Guardian during melee attack.
Yeah, so you're soaking 5 hits like just off the top, off the B2s.
Yeah.
Like presumably cover, armor, and then the 2 for Guardian. Yeah, I mean that's solid.
The problem is those are the activations you usually kind of want to go first with, because they're your stall activations. Then when they go, they lose.
Yeah, they lose Guardian
when the token flips.
Yeah,
but it definitely can be.
I mean, it's funny. At least there's something like his 2-pip at least has some conversation around it. Yeah. His 3-pip is just bad. Crush them like a win more card. I don't know, not great. On
a unit that like needs the exact opposite.
Yeah, right. Like, so, CIS. Again, not making any final judgment. Not crazy good.
I do think there's one thing here that we'll see, possibly some play in the more meta list. I don't think the BSs are still good enough to make the cut. They have way too steep a competition going up against Magna Guards, B2s, or Spiders, or whatever. They still didn't really make the cut. But Dooku is probably worse than he was after the choke. The super tech. I have been a loud proponent that in a lot of lists, I think the generic super tack is better than Kalani. And now he got, as long as you can if there's going to be situations where you can use override, I think the super tack is better than Kalani. And now he just got even cheaper. So I think you'll see him a little bit more. But other than that, I don't think this really changed the list that droids are running.
No.
Yeah, because even let's say you take BX commando droids with a sniper and a sword to get some like melee action, that's 100 points. That's a lot.
Which is a squad of Magna Guard.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the problem with which is a squad of Magna Guard. So maybe
for
not
5 wounds versus 8 wounds with retinue.
They're only impervious. Magnas are immune melee pierce. Like I would.
Yeah.
They are better against ranged pierce, but they do give ranged pierce, which is something droids don't really have, which is why they really hate going up against clones a lot. But
so maybe we'll see.
Their range pierce doesn't really matter because you can just spend dodge tokens.
Oh, they don't have high velocity.
The snipers.
So silly. Why just give them high velocity? But maybe there's something to be like the 4-man squad of BX droids with just a sword, just to be like a wily objective grabber, or just like a melee jump or something. I don't know, but at least
kind of.
Maybe I don't know. Just more of a thought. Next, Rebels, Hero Hammer it is. So Lando down 10, Leia down 5, Commander Luke down 10, Mando's down across the board, Han's back down to the original points, Andor weapon down 10. And Land Speeder got all it's Mando Mark II down 5, Ion down 5, down 6, and the blue tube goes down 2, so it's 13. So after playing this weekend, Mando Rebels still have this armor problem where their best anti-armor is armor. So when everyone's bringing anti-armor to not just get creamed by dark troopers, your armor dies, because most people's anti-armor is on troopers, and so it's like a one-way road, right? Like normally anti-armor guns are bad at killing non-armor, so like ATRT heavy laser cannon is you get 1 over cover now, and then you get hit with an HH-12, and then you get half-lifed as a Rebel ATRT. That sucks. And then Airspeeder like can do some. Airspeeders are very efficient at 130 points. Search to crit, 3 red, 3 black. You can give a sharpshooter 1 if you so choose. Very good. But again, they have white saves and they can't hide. So anybody who's bringing like anti-armor to be wary of dark troopers, or the dark troopers themselves will just shoot it out of the sky, which feels bad. So I don't know. I'm trying some stuff. I'm going when we get to my ACO list, it's like Rebel heroes mostly all surge to crit. So maybe surge to crit Pierce is the way to just deal with armor. Just be good. Get good scrub. Just be good guys. But Commander Luke down 10, maybe. That puts him at same price as what? Grievous?
That's General Grievous.
Yeah.
And unlike General Grievous, I would actually take Commander Luke at 150.
And Asajj.
Yeah, Asajj. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Commander Luke 150 points. Like, yeah, Commander Luke at 150 is pretty clean. I think that's probably about as low as a Jedi should go. Like, you can take force push for 160, and then that other one feel whatever you want. Then he gets a gear slot. And I took prepared supplies for Worlds. That was actually pretty good. The dodge in the can was pretty useful. I mean, 165, and you can even give him hope, I guess. Why not? Who cares? Why not? Who cares? So
Burst.
Like, or burst. Yeah, burst is good because it's a one-shot use anyway. So 175. Commander Luke was burst, push, and
you still get all those, Luke command cards.
Yeah.
Commander Luke comes in super cheap, and I Am a Jedi just shuts down 2 your Dark Troopers.
That's pretty good. So maybe that's. Oh God, do I know? Like, oh man.
Play Echo Base, man. Play Echo.
Yeah. I just.
Fits.
It's Echo Base is just. It's boring. That's why I stopped. That's why I decided to like kick off it for trial stuff, because it's just sit and wait. It's like I got my big guns, I got my range 4 gun line, and I'm just waiting.
It's the Legion equivalent of fishing.
Yeah. And I am not patient enough for that. I don't know. We'll see. At least it's all painted. So if I decide to go Echo Base, like bring my list again, maybe that's the time for ACO. But it's just very like, I don't know, like wet sandwich. Like it, I thought my list was very unfair. When you shoot at me, like none of your damage goes where you want to, and I'm just like doing Sudoku, moving it all around, like haha, idiot. Yeah,
you got 10 points to play with.
Yeah, but now it's like the damage is so high that Chewie just gets overloaded like immediately, and then it's just like murder city after that. So that said, I think Rebels got help, but I think I played one Mandalorian Resistance in my list over the weekend, and they still kind of bite. Only having like the sword as your generic heavy is not great. Like rockets are good, but they got the weird like it's range 3 to 4. And like for the Mando Super Commandos 1 to 4, they couldn't just said like they both get the rocket.
I wonder if it's better if you take like one of the Rens as your heavy. You can do that, right?
Yeah, you can. And man, they get expensive though. So it's like, so Mandalorian Resistance is 68 points. And then a Ren, let's say you take Trista, that puts that 102 without anything else on it.
102.
Yeah.
And so that's your range. Your range 2 pool is
still 8 black
and a red and white.
Still 8 black. No, that's Trista.
Oh yeah, Tristan's
so if you Ursa, it's 102 still, and then it's at least your range 2 is 7 black, red, and white.
Yeah. I think probably better for Tristan because you have to pierce with that, right? Or is it lethal?
Yeah, lethal.
Yeah.
You got that long shot, right?
You got that long shot for that one gun to shoot that a little bit farther. Oh man,
better nail the rainbow or it's gonna bounce off cover.
Yeah, it's they just, I mean, Clan Ren got a lot, like Ren's actually good now. I mean, I thought it was good before, but like 98
down
points.
8.
Yeah, down 8. Clan Ren, so Clan Ren, Trista Ursa, 98 points. They slap pretty hard. And also with Sabine, you're probably taking, so they get the free token. So like, I don't know, give them like, I like either up close or situational awareness. So they can always have a dodge since they have nimble, that they're just real annoying to kill. Then take a medic, just keep picking guys back up when they go down. Very good. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Bloop tube's down, baby. So we'll see. Maybe that's the real key. But Rebels got a ton of buffs.
Yeah.
Andor's
I'm also
like,
interested to see if Lando pops up
Lando's
anymore.
always been kind of good.
One of the things I was looking at was Cassian, Lando, Ahsoka, K2.
Yep, that's been on my plate.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, Rebel, let's just start with like filling all 4 hero slots.
Yes, agree. That's been on my plate. That's interesting. I'm doing so we'll get to mine at the end here, what I'm doing, but so it's hero hammer. You really need heroes. I don't think there's a world where you do like rebel officer than a bunch of crap that makes rebels like any sort of fun now. But I mean, Cassian's just like one of the most efficient units in the game now.
Yeah, like
holy crap.
Okay. So if we were having a conversation and I asked you what is the best rebel unit right now?
Oh, Cassian.
You said, I think it's Cassian, like a week ago. And you said, I think it's Cassian. I was said, you know what? You might be right. I think you're probably right on that. I think he gets -10.
Yeah, I think it's yeah, it's then Jin goes untouched. I thought that was strange how like she's the same points base with her gun, so they're both 90 points. But Cassian's like, I can touch you anywhere on the map. My command cards are very good. My 1-pip's not a joke.
My
Like
pet robot's a bro.
Yeah, and you get K2.
Yeah.
K2 is annoyingly good on a lot of different objectives.
Yeah,
he also is actually pretty good into Dark Troopers.
Yeah, that K2 is like, intercept transmission. You just throw him in the back one, and they can't shoot him. If they haven't been closer, he's just like Fortnite dancing on top of the objective, and they just have to watch their scopes because like maybe it's one of ours. Like I don't know. Like so yeah, really good. Like it. Scum. Can Mandos be good now, please? So I still think Mandos are bad. Just losing a dude feels really bad on any of them, but at least the Mando Super Commandos have a heavy, and so the heavy can like usually adds a lot of dice. So if you're just down to your leader and a heavy, you're still like in the game, right? You're still around. But Magdet's went up 2, Blackstone's went up 2. That's fine. They're good. They're like
they're
so
really
good.
efficient. Yeah.
The only thing that stops me from like really being like, man, maybe these guys are too good is that range 2. But Imperial Boba Fett up 10, fine. Boba's really good. Guard down 5, Mando's down 5, Soup's down 5. Swoops down for Swoops. We're back, baby. Maybe it's time for Swoops, but then Force choke up 5. So before we talk about this, I gotta go dad mode.
Let's hot take the mercenaries here real quick before
no, wait. Let me get this off my thing. Before we do that.
I tried.
Zealotry in all forms is a blight upon the soul. Darkest quoteth Darkest Dungeon 2. So hey, when people say in the chats, hey, I think Force Choke might be bad now because it can't do this, and someone comes at you and be like, what do you mean? It was so busted and it's ruining the game and and you're like, okay. Or either way, maybe you're like, hey, I think this nerf was really good for force choke. Maybe it was too good. What do you mean the game's ruined now? But like, I hate both those conversations. Stop it. It's annoying. You can't have like this AMG does everything wrong, AMG does everything right. Like lines people draw in the sand need to like go away. No one likes tribalism in a toy game that I use to blow off my real life. So when I'm like, work sucks, let's check out the old Discord, see what's going on there. Then there's like a fight about force choke. Like, just stop. It's so annoying. Or about anything, like any of these changes. Like, it's crazy that people get this upset about cardboard cards that aren't even like magic cards that have like intrinsic value. Like, there's $1 million reward for that one ring, right? People pulling that stupid card to get that $1 million. Like, yeah, you want to get a fist fight about $1 million? Okay, like, but force choke is it came for free with your unit that you bought. So, we're gonna talk about it.
Evan, whoa, I think that we can all agree that AMG has done everything wrong, and that Blizzard Force was the truest expression of player skill to ever exist.
The biggest flex. So we're gonna talk about force choke now. But I'm really just over it. About this like mad tribalism about everything else. So just like stop it. It's a fucking card, man. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Grow up. Everyone just grow up. So force choke. Not great. 5 points up. Damage to a unit instead of a model. Was it comically good? Yes. But I think the real stem is Vader's really good, and it's extra good on him. So we don't want to nerf Vader, so we'll nerf that instead. And unfortunately, the trickle down effect has hit everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I think Kyle said it best when he was talking about it on Scoundrels, is that a lot of light side Jedi that really don't, get force choke, they usually have something else built in their kit that's not their force powers. It's like Annie, Obi, Yoda all have these really good, very broadly useful stances. Annie can even take force choke. He just doesn't because he's got better stuff.
Yep.
And obviously it's not gone.
No.
In theory, but I don't think it's something you'd actually ever take anymore. And losing that is a big part of other force users' kits that kind of relied on that very powerful objective-based ability to keep them relevant in the meta. And they were already kind of struggling. You didn't really see I mean, you saw a lot of Mauls with it, but like you didn't really see a lot of Dooku's. It was a little early, but you didn't see a whole ton of Asajj's with it. And losing their number 2 choice for force power, I guess, because they're still force push, is a huge blow to the ones that really kind of didn't need it. Dooku did catch a 10-point swing in that, but I think that was more just because he was a little overcosted anyway. And a lot of the others that took some collateral hits from that didn't get. In fact, every other one didn't get any adjustment. So I think it's definitely a little too far on that one, and it hurt more than it helped. I think it was being abused in a specific spot, and it was choked on Operative Vader with the stuff he can do is insane. It really is. And I don't know how you can fix that with leaving choke the same. I'll admit that. You'd have to redo Vader's ranged attack to something else without standard.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that would look like, but I don't think it's really a problem even in like Commander Vader.
What do you think, Austin?
So I would like to make 2 points. One on this side of the argument and one on this side. I will preface it by saying I played a lot of force choke. I started it with Dooku. and it was kind of essential to him. So the point I will make on this side of the argument is that was Force Choke criminally undercosted for what it did? Absolutely.
Oh yes, yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I would probably put my max at 20. I wouldn't pay any more than 20 for it, but I would consider paying 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be on the
You,
list.
you kill one heavy, you got your points back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or in terms of like, it's not like a secret play. It's not like a secret, I have this command card that gives me this effect. It's like your opponent knows it's there. They in a more casual sense, yeah, like I never played Choke against like casual players that were like trying to learn or anything because it's very oppressive. But in a competitive sense, which there are both of those worlds that exist with Legion, and I love both of them. Choke was you had to get range 1 first of all. Like it's not like infinite range sniper shooting you from across the board, like doing a wound to you. Yeah, he doesn't get to choose where it goes, but it's like there's a range restriction on it. Okay, there are certain unit restrictions on it. The first point I'm making is that over here Force Choke was criminally undercosted, and it was a very powerful effect that I think they should have either left the effect, let no errata, up it to 20, see how it goes. I would still probably consider playing it. Or errata it and leave the points where it is, or make it free. Because as a probably out of the 50, 60 games without Vader I played in the last 6 months, I probably chose to recover. So he has Master of the Force 1. I chose to recover Choke over push 4 times. And that should say something. If it's so powerful and busted, why would I not be choosing to recover it free for every time? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is one point I'll make. The point over here I will make in defense of Force Choke is that it's a very thematic dark side only ability. Just because the light side has a crappy a bit, Mind Trick's okay, it's not great.
It's good on one guy. Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah. Just because they don't have an equivalent yet doesn't mean A, they can't, and B, that you can't find other ways for them to be useful. Again, you have to get range 1 to do it. You have to shooting Force users is a thing. Taking standbys, understanding. A lot of it was just mini placement, right? If you cohered your guys around a box, you were pretty much okay from someone drive by Force choking you, and now you have to move claim it instead of just pick it up and move. It costs you an action, but it costs them a free action. I'm also paying 200 plus points over here. So you also had Palp. Anakin could take it as well. And who's the other dark side for? There's
Asajj.
Yeah. Well, no, Asajj was taking Choke. There's another.
Dooku.
No, so Dooku would take it, both Vaders would take it, and Asajj would take it, and Maul would take it. CIS Maul
yes, Maul, yes,
sometimes take it, but Palp and Anakin do not take it. And that should also speak for if it was truly the most busted thing in the game, which some people claim it was, if it was truly the most busted thing in the game, don't you think everyone would just be stapling it if they could? So it's just
also the other lists that were, even the ones that were running it, would be doing better than they currently were.
Did Force Choke win Worlds? It got second, but it didn't. There there were ways to play around it, but I do agree. Like a lot of negative play experiences. I mean, just in games that I played where like my opponent just didn't know, like, well, that's stupid. You just choke the box or choke the box carry and now I lose and you auto win on it. It's like nothing in the game is an auto win. There are things that definitely push the balance of power like more towards you, but nothing's just like a straight auto win. Like there's always a fighting chance. Like even if I brought like dodge spam against, like double AATs and I'm like, oh crap, I got a bunch of white saves with dodges that I can't spend. Like I'm still gonna try. And like I've had games where I've had really bad matchups and like, I like, oh man, I barely pulled that one out. Like I had this one plan, I stuck with it and and it worked out. But like, is the sky falling in Legion? I don't think so. No. We don't need to like be ripping each other's heads off, but they basically adjusted an apex predator in like, the Legion ecosystem. Like that predator got taken out and then the ecosystem is going to kind of like reshape itself with the absence of that predator. Who knows what will like, be the next thing that gets out of control. But yeah, that's my thought on force choke. I'm trying to find ways to make it work. I definitely can't justify it in its current state for 10 points.
10 points is a lot. So of course it'll just be better when I say it like this, but like what if Mind Tricks was the same ability, pick a unit, they go away, and because they've with the Ewoks, right? The new thing, Ewoks run up, they could pull a card off you and then kind of like take off, right? What if Mind Tricks was sold as you're telling that guy to leave the battlefield?
Yeah.
Instead of like juice pressure, so you're just removing a model. You're like, you don't want to fight anymore, and he just drops his gun and walks away. I think if they had done it like that in the beginning, where both light side and dark side had that like, I can just make you go away kind of power.
Light side doesn't kill them, dark side does, but
yeah, they just kind of.
Well, I mean, even if the light side was a little bit more focused with like, you take 2 suppression and then drop a claim objective token.
Yeah, something, right? Like something to make
like,
it.
Oh, I'm here to take
good.
this.
Yeah,
You're here to take this.
This is in the box you're looking for, right? Like,
yeah,
it would have gotten play. I think the points increase plus you can't target anymore. May have been too much. But I mean, there have been times like someone said, like, what are the times there's like one guy left? How many times have I killed a squad and I'm like, I will not pierce one, so I leave one guy in base contact with me. The next turn I can just choke him and move. Like, yeah, like that happens. That's why I don't think it's dead. I don't think it's like a binder fodder. Like there's still things it can do. But yeah, like it.
Yeah, I would never. I don't know. I'm paying 10 points for that.
Oh yeah, I'm saying you can, and like I don't think it's bad to do that. Like if you take on your guy to do that. But like I would never use it on a full squad of like stormtroopers to make one guy die. Like like I swap one and then I'm like force choke that squad. Then like one like rebel trooper falls over dead, and like the heavy and the captain's still alive. Like to me, it's like you're telling me Vader can't pick out the guy he wants to die. Like like.
Yeah. Oh, I literally asked my wife, like the most unbiased person ever. Like she's never played Legion yet, but I'm working on it. And I'm like, babe, what makes more sense? I was like, you remember when in Rogue One when Vader's like going through the hallway and he's like choking this guy? And I was like, what makes more sense? To be able to say, okay, that's the guy I want to choke. Take him off the board. Or, okay, I'm going to choke one of your guys, you pick. I'm paying the points for this card. It's my effect, but you get to choose how it's implemented.
That's a scary analogy though, because I just remembered in that scene that Vader does not choke the guy with the box.
No, you just did it. That's it. You broke.
That's what the rules change was. They were watching Road One. That's the end of it.
But
wait, he just got away.
Yeah, it's.
I didn't know he had the box.
That's
and
true.
I've seen some people like. I mean, we're kind of dipping into like like I play this game for the immersion. Like I love the competitive aspect of it, but like I just want to get away from like life sometimes and
just play some games.
Feel like, and if I play Vader, I want to feel like, God, like they obviously can't make, like, if they were to make Vader as good as like he was comparably to like just random rebel troopers, like he'd be more than an 800 point army, first of all. Like, but there are times where I don't know. I would just like to feel like, if I do these things to set it up properly, I would like there to be some sort of reward for it,
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's healthy for the game that something needed to happen to force choke. Absolutely.
So I agree that choke needed to change because it was comically crazy at 5 points. 15, maybe 20, maybe. Or like my thing was like I always thought you needed line of sight. I thought it was silly that you didn't. That you're like choking the dude behind a wall, like, because in all the anytime you use it in the movies, he'd be like eye contact, like, right, like I guess there was when he killed Ozzel, he threw it through like a comm or something, right? Like, but I still, for gameplay purposes, I always thought you still need to see the dude. Like when Kyle fought Dash at LVO last year, like he was choking guys over like a giant piece of terrain. It wasn't quite range one, so he was choking guys through a wall, and I'm like, it's like I don't really like that. But I don't think it's dead. But I think now because the force spots are already very high, like a lot of competitive like spots for those. I feel like that it might not see as much play, and my fear mostly with choke is it's going to end up like Jedi mind tricks, where it just goes in the binder and like it just rots, like because there's just other like even Asajj like takes what was it, despair, not despair, fear, like, so she can get like demoralized too, like that's really good. Like that's pretty okay, like but yeah, oh, and the AA5 quad laser down 3.
There's your impact.
But
getting overshadowed by choke there.
Choke was a way to keep dark troopers, like keep them down a little bit by choking heavies. Now you can't do that anymore. So choke, we'll see.
A gatekeeper for like a lot of different things, and it's we'll see what happens.
I'm just always worried that they've removed a lot of like how good the Jedi are. And
Force users are real tough right now. Like,
Yoda
and Anakin seem fine.
Well, they didn't really change a whole lot. Like they didn't lose the surge to defense, right? Which
Yoda and Anakin are probably I mean, maybe Asajj. Like I see the potential for Asajj as just like a cruise missile. Just like like burst of speed on her, like burst push, and maybe into the fray if you have points, and like she can kind of just fill that role of the, like, if dark side force users have to be like beat sticks in terms of their play style, and they can't really control objectives as much as they used to, then maybe Asajj is fine. But
my fears are just going to be like, I'm just here to kill squads, head empty, no thoughts, swing sword, kill guy, move on. But now they showed the Bright Tree Village Battle Force, or aka the Intensive Care Bears. So good news is you're gonna be buying a lot of Ewoks. Tewanga, get your wallets out. Oh crap! No, okay. So it looks fine. It looks kind of what everyone expected it to be.
I like the 5 commander operative. Like,
I'm confused about some of it though. Like, may include up to 2 non-existent support units. May include up to 2 heavies, of which you can only take 1.
It might be future.
Yeah,
like
it's
future
just
proofing. I have to imagine probably like gliders are coming.
I'd imagine it something like that. It just seems weird, like they just do it, when they
Just
were
ahead
in
of
there,
time.
editing the text above it.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Just like when the gliders come out, they just adjust the document like on the fly. Like, all right, here, sorry, because you can't take more than one Chewie. Up to one heavy unit. Okay.
That's skirmish.
I keep looking at skirmishes. I'm up to two. Is you can't take two Chewies, so
I was doing that the other day. I was looking at like Blizzard Force. I was like,
the only 3 blanks. Thank God.
Yeah. No.
The reign is over. But Bright Tree Village Battle Force is part of the Rebel faction. Bright Tree may take any number of mercenary units. These units do not count toward the minimum number of ranks required, and the army may include any number of mercenary units, or they do. Okay, they do count.
Yeah, they do count.
Well, words are hard sometimes. The battle force must take at least 2 non-Bright Tree rebel units during the end phase. Bright Tree units in your army remove 1 fewer suppression token during the move token step. I was wondering why Chewie had Inspire 3. I thought that was just like strange. Like, oh, I guess. Like, why not now? I get it. Like, but I mean, Ewoks are cheap. You can have 1 to 5. I really think maybe that this should just be a rebel thing in general. Just mix and match operative and commanders 1 to 5. Go crazy. Special forces may include 1 up to 3. Corps must include 3 to 6. Support may include 1 to 2, and then heavy may include up to 2, and then things in the loud units: C-3PO, the Golden God, Han Solo, Leia, Long Ray Wicket, operative Chewbacca, special forces Ewok Slingers, 0 to 2 Rebel Commandos, no strike teams, core Ewok Skirmishers, 0 to 2 Rebel Trooper, heavy Chewbacca, and then the cards for Long Ray, and the other Ewok special cards. I do like. I kind of forget that the Rebel Commandos run Endor, so it will be kind of neat to see, like, because you can take like a squad of Rebel Commandos and like Leia, and that's your 2 non-Bright Tree things, right?
Yeah, I think Leia's definitely just see a lot of play. This with Inspire, and she's got the teamwork with Wicket and stuff, and run out dodges.
You can make some pretty silly Bright Tree lists that are like 13, 14 acts, and they're not even like skimping, right? Like there's I'm excited for new things because new things are cool, but I'm gonna be real sad if like Bright Tree is like the way Rebels have to like exist in the tournament scenes.
Do you want to get better, Evan? Buy 7 boxes of Ewoks.
Yeah, and it's 40 a piece, my guy. So it's like I guess like
7 might even be low. I could be 8.
Yeah, because you want at least probably 4 to 6, make them core, and then you want a few for special forces.
The slingers actually look like decent. I mean, 30, they're what, 35 points?
Yeah, I think
they're real cheap.
They're like disgustingly cheap. Let's see, 35 points. 35 points for 1 to 2 black die, don't surge, but independent surge, never mind. Low profile, target 1, and unhindered. And then
all that low profile is gonna be nuts.
Yeah, and then normal Ewok skirmishers come in at 40, and you just give them the big. They can both take the big hammer. They pretty much share everything else. They're just either your skirmishers for range or your little Ewok picketers. So cool. Looking forward to this more. Probably next week we'll actually build some lists or something with this. But I just want to get the news out there that it's cool. And then the Ewoks running from burning wreckage. Look at them. Little idiots. All right. Bam. So ACO, what do? ACO is coming. This is what I'm probably bringing. I don't know, man. Like I guess maybe I just go Echo Base again, but so Cassian, Jin, K2, and Ahsoka, awesome. They work really great. Everyone gets to do something cool. very, very good. Problem is the rest of the list. The rest of the list, just like the best advice I get is take 3 naked rebel troopers and just fill the rest with pikes, full pike squads. And it's not even bad advice. It's like, yep, because they got impacts. They have a lot of impact and they hit that pretty hard, and they don't even need to worry about orders. So you can keep all your orders on like your heroes doing all the hero stuff. They can just kind of like go be independent. But I hate that. I hate that that's like Rebel Core should be the thing I want to take in my Rebel list, not a mercenary unit that everyone has access to. But I don't know. It's I got a lot of thoughts and sorrow in my heart. But after this weekend event, I did really like the hero. Like they were a lot of fun. Like all the tokens I can give to Ahsoka just makes her like unkillable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Rebel Hero Hammer, I think, is definitely the way to go. And I mean, you got Cassian at the top, which is important. Like if you're doing a non-battle force Rebel list, I think Cassian is where you start. I mean, Cassian and your 3 core because you have to. But having Jin in there is nice because it lets him infiltrate. And Cassian and K2 infiltrating is pretty solid.
It's pretty mean. Yeah. Also, she can infiltrate too. So what I was doing was if there's like so people forget that. So I've played before where people were like doing recover supplies and they're like putting their guys, they had their 2 safe boxes and they put their 1 guy over there. And I'm like, and then here's Jin, and then here's Cassian, and then here's K2, and hope your 3 naked storms can hold off like all these heroes. Like I don't have anybody leading my guys, but maybe that's fine depending on how much I care about that. Jin's also a Courage 3 bubble, which is good. There's a lot of like I don't know, it's fun. I just gotta figure out the rest of my army. This is what I'm going to try. The 2 DLT squads. And then I actually really
what's that madness down there in that 3rd squad?
I actually really like it. So it's a rebel trooper with the specialist and then the binocs and portable scanner. It sounds silly, but you don't always need a dodge and you don't always need a name. And so what I was doing was I normally had it broken up into 2 different squads. They each had like a goggle or a thing, and they would just like do their thing. But a lot of times they would like do that, then nothing. They don't have anything else to do because you're just naked core. But being able to like, I can like give out a name and a dodge to Cassian or K2, or I can give that to Jin or like anybody. It's silly, but like having a little token battery just running around like, and I've never ever ever seen anybody actually use the extra tech slot that you get from the specialist. And I thought maybe this might be the time, but it's
her 2-pip gives her teamwork to whatever she issues to, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you're essentially doubling your tokens on that turn, and then every other turn you're like doubling it on Cassian and K2.
Yeah, so you can do like normally I do teamwork Jin. Not teamwork, I'm sorry, teamwork Ahsoka. So they both get a dodge because Ahsoka gets an order, and then Jin will like quick think and fire or something, like shoot probably. And so Ahsoka gets another dodge and an aim, and then if I felt like it, I could hand Jin another dodge and I'd give it to Ahsoka. Ahsoka gets to the point, she gets so overloaded with tokens that like people don't even want to bother. They're like they see her rock up and like, all right, time to punch her to death with this Wookiee unit that I'm like, she's got 4 dodges and she'll have a surge, and it's like you're not gonna like hurt her. Like and it is fun for her. I mean, like with the way I have her built, her 1-pip dive turn, she'll probably take a damage. Because when I'm normally turn 1, I play Swift Protector to give everyone dodges while they get shot at by long range, so like that keeps them up. And then I'll Guardian 1 every once in a while to try to get that wound on her. Turn on tenacity.
Fresh.
And then then I go like we do her 1-pip to really just dive on somebody. It's like not 10 dice. So it's 6 and 7 with tenacity, and then 8, 9, 10 for the 3 dodges. So you like like a shotgun, right? Just that thing dies. So Ahsoka's really good. And the problem is finding things to go with her. Like the current thing is like Ahsoka, Cassian, K2, and then whatever else you want, I guess.
Yeah, I was looking at this and like, why don't you swap Jim with Lando?
I have, yeah, I've like in my mind, and then I can do I take Lando's 2-pip, and then I continue to see Cassian's, because Cassian's 2-pip is very good, but you have to be hurt, and if you're not hurt when you need to play it, it's just like a do nothing card. Because there might be times when neither of those heroes get hurt during the game because of just like the opponent doesn't want to like invest in killing them. So being able to like continue to see that, and then maybe take Lando's like 1-pip or something. I don't know.
Well, you can take the ones that I took in the list, where I took his 2-pip and contingencies. I took Sabcoms.
Yep.
And then I think I just took I took Sacrifice.
Yeah.
K2's body
Yeah,
block.
okay, that's good too. Like being like Jin gets a middle box and you sacrifice, and you play K2 and you say bye K2. Goodbye. Yep. Jin's running away with burst of speed. I'm gone forever. Right? Like the problem is with a list like this, you have to play so hard. You have to like no mistakes. Dice have to go average. I'm not even saying crazy, just like get your expecteds, like so you can. It's just like you have to. Everything has to just go like it's such an uphill battle, and that's kind of a bummer. But I don't know. This is close. I'm not super final on this, but man, Ahsoka was a lot of fun. Just being able to like delete things, like yep, like Dark Troopers need to be scared. Like that's nice. But then if you don't kill them, she just gets punched twice in a row, and that doesn't feel good. So
yeah, I was looking at like, even like on her that bid 1-pip dive, she can put out like between Impact 2 and her Surge crit, she'll put like 5, 6, 7 on them, maybe using the dodges to upgrade.
Yeah.
But that'll kill, like if that does 5 wounds.
Yeah.
That kills 2.5 Dark Troopers, and does heavy still up, and that was your big thing.
God forbid they had the Myrtleizer.
Don't. You know, if you bring the Myrtleizer, good on you.
But
Myrtleizer, like I don't know. I don't see like why you would ever pick that over the guns.
It's like the odds of them getting into melee are pretty low. And if a Jedi does it, they've probably done some trickery where you're not going to survive. Like diving into a full thing of Dark Troopers without like a super card or like weakening them, you'll just get beat to death, right?
You gotta plink them down with Cassian to help, and then have Ahsoka go to finish them. But then you've still got another squad. You're bomb strong.
Yeah.
But you picked what you're going to bring to ACO, Austin?
Well, I just got my ass handed to me by Yoda.
So Yoda's looking pretty good, huh?
So Yoda's looking pretty good. It's like just like the options that he has are like almost unlimited. It's like nothing more.
Yoda is the true hallmark of a big brain player.
Oh boy.
I'll say it. I respect the good Yoda.
Yeah, no, it's just like things where you're like, all right, I accounted for this, this, and this, and then Yoda's like, but you didn't account for this, and like, I won't reveal all the tricks, but I don't know. Yoda's looking real good. I mean, I haven't played Separatist in so long, and that is my favorite faction, and like I'm looking maybe at like a Saj Cad with some Magnas and a formidable gun line, but I don't know, it's tough. There's also the ever so tempting Callus Boba Iden.
Callus is real good.
Callus is good too. I'm probably playing what I can say is I'm definitely not playing Shadow Collective.
Yeah.
There were many games where, and that's where I think Maul struggles the most now because of the deflect nerf. because he only has one training slot, choke was like the last thing he was clinging on to. And he was like, please just let me choke things. Like my lightsaber sucks. Like, hit like a wet noodle, you know? And
just let me use my old lightsaber.
now that choke's gone, it's just like, I don't think Shadow Collective Maul is great. I think he's still good at certain things, but like,
he used to be like absolutely nutty. Like the fact that you could just take Maul and like 6 core and like 3 capos, and I was like a top list.
That's what I took. I played 2 Yoda lists. So I played Dave Zelenka, who was playing Anti-Gun Line.
Yeah.
That was basically just like Maul grabbed the box, burst to speed it away, and we basically traded Force users. Like he dove Anakin to push Maul out to get shots, and then I just shot Anakin, and like we both lost our Force users. So close, very close game, because like, you know, maybe Anakin doesn't die or something, maybe something bad happens there. But the 2 Yoda games I played, the one was in the finals against JJ, and I mean Yoda just like worked me to death. like the Yoda Chewie play to grab the box in the middle, like, you know, I was like, all right, well, maybe I need to go with Maul and like jump on the middle box and grab it, and then, you know, Yoda gets a free attack. Like Chewie gets to shoot me for free, and then Yoda gets to melee attack me for free. That doesn't seem good. Like that seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
And you know, because like then Maul could just potentially eat shit because he doesn't have a dodge or anything. Because I had to play Phantom Menace, but yeah, Yoda's so insanely good, and like now that his, you know, it's mainly about the heavies. Now that the heavies on his core they basically don't die until you are okay with them. But like you get to choose how long they live, essentially, you know. And I don't know. Yoda's definitely in top contention, and I've got some practice games with him. He's so good.
Oh, for sure.
I have not. I still have my Yoda in the box. I haven't really.
Yeah, mine's actually still in the box back there.
When I play my Gar, I do it for just like really casual stuff at the shop, and I don't really.
Yeah.
It's just, you know how you said you feel bad about like playing choke in some like real casual games.
Yeah.
Playing Yoda's kind of the same way.
Yeah. And it's like I've only ever played Yoda like 2 or 3 times now, and I think the practice game I played today was like the 4th, but I'm like realizing that I was like, man, this is not a nice thing to do. Like if you're playing against newer players, like Yoda is definitely in the old Force choke category.
Yeah, he's good. He's very, very strong.
Yeah,
He's strong.
But
yeah, I think let's land this plane, so I can go to bed in the hot heat and just sweat all night. Can't wait.
Have fun with that.
Looking forward to that. But thanks for listening, everybody. Austin and I will be at ACO. Hope to see you there. I don't know if this should come out like Wednesday or Monday or whenever.
Yeah, it'll be before then.
But we'll get it out, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. You're all the best. Skaven will rule the earth, and have a great night.
I saw those rats.
I'm glad no one said anything. They started putting all the like just rats and all the little like just kind of around, hoping no one would like
down in the corner,
just around. There's one good one like holding a warp stone. I was trying to like fish in there too. But yeah, next time I'll find that. I gotta hide them a little bit better. But all right, guys. Thank you. Have a great night.
Hey guys.
Join us next week for another edition of the Fifth Trooper podcast.
This has been a Fifth Trooper production.